I just always want to hear the Cowboy Bebop song when people count down like that.
Sorry, I didn't give Cory his preview, but we're on. Hello.
Oh, we are. Hey.
Here's your preview.
I should have known with the countdown.
What? Okay.
My preview.
I thought it froze there for a second.
Thank goodness.
I was like, I've just spent an hour updating and trying to make sure that everything was working. I don't know. I did notice that I had an old version of the GeForce, the NVIDIA drivers. So.
Yeah, driver update.
Did a driver update,
Genius.
updated to, I actually was going to downgrade OBS, but I instead upgraded to the version 29, so maybe there was some fix in there that would resolve our freezing issue. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we stay live for the full hour. That's not too much to ask of OBS. We will see. But yeah, I think that Cory's got a fun little music experiment for us today.
Yeah. So as you know, if you watch this stream, I like writing prompts. With the infinite world of possibilities out there, I find it really helpful to have some aspects of what I'm doing chosen. And so I was given an interesting writing prompt that I've been sort of challenging myself with, and it's a little bit out of my normal wheelhouse of stuff. We'll see if that message is problematic.
Yeah. Good troubleshoot here.
Right. Well, hopefully we're staying live while I play this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a type beat. So for those of you who don't know what a type beat is, well, this isn't really a type beat, but a type beat is like these are things that you put out, like a beat maker might listen to a bunch of songs from a rapper and be like, hey, like I like these instrumentals. Like I want to make an instrumental that sounds like the type of beat that this person would rap on. Type beat. So they tend to be like sort of like not covers of instrumentals, but like sort of like reimagined versions of things, you know. And like we've done before, where I've taken like some elements of songs and tried to recreate them. We're gonna do that same exact thing here. Just using the sort of like, I'm not gonna like sample anything here or like, I'm gonna try not to copy anything directly, but I'm gonna try and cop the vibe here. And so I'm listening to this thing, and because of YouTube streaming stuff, I can't play you the entire song here because, well, I guess I could, but one, it's got some non-stream appropriate language in it, and two, our stream will get muted and it will get cut out from anyone who's like live. Ooh.
Oops, sorry about that.
That's kind of cool.
Messing with some colors again.
It's fun. Kind of looks like a cover of that like Fred Again album. Okay, so this track.
Sorry, too much.
It's okay. This track that I'm gonna play a snippet of for you is by an artist named Two Hollis. It's a song called King of the Darkness, that was recommended to me by Louis. Yeah, I've been listening to this thing and just trying to sort of like cop the vibe. The things that I'm hearing are dark synths with lots of like distortion, filtering, and reverb, and then like some like heavy distorted trap drums that are pushing into the beat and kind of distorting the entire production. And so like those elements of that are really crucial to the style. Here, I'll play you a snippet and you can see what I mean. Okay, I don't want to play much more of that one. That might have been too much anyways. We'll see. YouTube continuity coming for us. So yeah, the things like, that's a quick snippet, right? And like, you'd be forgiven if hearing that amount that you did not absorb much. But having spent some time listening to this tune, I'm noticing that there's like a high synth and then like a sustained bass. It's not like a boom, boom, boom kind of 808 bass thing. There's a punchy kick and a sustained sort of sounding bass. Right, you can hear that there's separate elements there. So we need kick drum, hi-hats, snares. We need a sustained bass, and we need at least one murky, reverbed out synth. The sounds at the beginning of the song are pretty cool too. So it's pretty wide, and you hear that distortion kind of like crackling in the ears. So I'm gonna make some wide sounds, and I'm gonna like womp them through here. And I'm just gonna like get into it. Let me close some of these other apps. Why do I have so many apps open? Apps on apps.
All right.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready to switch over.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Here we are. So I've like sort of like started prepping a session in here, but I did not get very far. Look at me. All this room.
Not anymore.
All right.
It'll be down here.
Yeah. So I sort of started doing this like sort of loose grouping thing. So I think I'm just gonna like get my kit together. So this is all gonna happen from scratch. I'm gonna like start with a very little. But I'm gonna make my life easy. I'm gonna go into this Cymatics drill drum kit and just pull out some drill drums. Because these things have the sort of energy I'm looking for anyways. Like my gut instinct is I like the kind of like weight of this alpha kick, but gut punch kick is doing this like nastier thing, and so I'm going nasty. Choosing nasty. So I'm not gonna get precious about it. Like, I'll check out a couple hi-hats because you never know when you're gonna want like an extra hat sound. Little basic rim shot, grab a snare of some kind. It's like splatty version. Let's just go into some other random place and find some sounds too. What's in this boiler room crowdsourced sample pack? Not really messed around in here much. Drum kit, let's find some percussion. I like that. I love this kind of thing. I'll like trim it off and just leave the ending. Perfect. I like that thing too. That's like full of character. I like that too. Cool. So we're getting somewhere, you know? I'm gonna capture that because that was all right. Yeah, no, it's not great. Nothing to write home about, but like it sort of like sounds like a beat. Oops. Nice like little like a turned down hit there. So how do we get it to do that thing that it was doing in the track, right? We need to like squish it a bit. So I got the drum bus and the glue compressor, so I'm gonna add some distortion to this thing. And then we'll make sure it's like soft clipping here in the glue a bit. So if I bring the threshold down, so you can hear before and after. So like I like that, but if we think about our reference track, the kick was by far the loudest element of this thing, and so I want my mix here to reflect that. So I almost never ever flip into this view, but when you're in the session view and you unfold your drum rack, you can actually access your individual pads like on a regular mixer. And I'm gonna. So I'm just bringing everything else down quite a bit, like 10 dB. So that kick is gonna be the most prominent thing. And like my goal is that that kick stays the loudest thing in my entire mix, so that when I start to like push other elements into it, this is all gonna push into some limiting compression on the master bus and give me that squash that I really like out of there. So I don't have those like fun like trappy hi-hats yet. I'm gonna like kind of get that into the arrangement later. I'm just like looking for a basic kind of groove here that I can work with, and then we'll sort of arrange stuff. So let's get emo. And I'm going to borrow a tip from a producer named Umru, who I was watching on one of his production streams the other night. If you guys don't know Umru, you should go listen to Umru. Maybe pause the stream right now and go listen to Umru. This will be archived. Be here forever. His thing he was talking about on a stream when I was watching was not making sounds from scratch. He's like, he says he very rarely, if ever, does that, and that he just processes things instead. And so that was kind of interesting mentality. So let's do that. So let's find ourselves like some kind of like pad sound, and I'm going to find one made in Wavetable so I can go manipulate it in there if I want to. Oh, that's an emo pad. That's got sort of a melancholy energy. So I kind of like don't like that it's playing a chord, which I'm not crazy about, but. Duh. Capture. I'm just kind of looking for some vibe here. I think there's something there. What do you think, Jay? No. Jay's like, nah.
Sorry, I've been messing with the,
I'm not looking for input. Don't worry.
the channels, the frequency response, trying to make it so you can't hear my computer in the background as much with the low cut and filters and stuff on here.
Yeah, totally. So there's maybe we're gonna do a stream about this, like about vocal processing. We were just having this conversation earlier today, and I think that like that sort of thing, right? That's a common one that a lot of folks out there deal with, right? It's like this like thing about like if you're, I think a lot of people out there probably have some sort of microphone or something hooked up when they're like gaming or whatever, and computer noise issues are a huge problem. Man, I spent all afternoon combating one in the studio today. It was awful. And I found out that my motherboard in this computer in the studio here just like is putting out this nasty noise over the USB. No matter what port I try, no matter what else is connected, it's awful. So I'm here to just like get my anger out with this dark trap beat. What the heck key am I in? C minor? Something like that? Yeah, that looks right. But I think it's maybe more like, I think I want like access to the Phrygian note. Haha. So there's a bunch of things that are happening here that I'm very happy about. Do you notice that like some of these things trail off in like a really wacky, weird way? Like I am delighted by that. Happy little accidents. I'm always Bob Rossing it up in here, just trying to stumble across something interesting. Not a good moment there. What's wrong with that chord? What did I do? I'm just going to keep it the same as it was before. Fun. Okay, so this is all like smeary and weird sounding, but it's not doing that like just lonesome, distorted, dark thing. And so I was having some good luck just messing these up. And so my thinking is, I'm gonna abuse the compressor here. So there's these devices in Ableton that have a soft clipper. There are a couple places you can do this. You can do it in the saturator, and you can do it in the glue compressor. So what the soft clipper does is it clips your audio. So it will not allow it to exceed digital 0 and instead clip it, which generally the individual channels or groups in Ableton will not clip. You can only clip your master, and that is like an unpleasant and bad sounding thing to do. So you don't want to do that, generally speaking, or it's just, I shouldn't say it's unpleasant and bad sounding, it's just like not predictable. So yeah, so I'm not using this compressor to compress at all. I'm just turning up the makeup gain until it clips. I'm using it as a soft clipper. It may end up doing some compressing later when we get some other elements in here. So this doesn't sound like that like dark and sad yet. Like I felt like it was like more of a sad boy energy earlier. So let's depress ourselves. So here's a good DSP moment here, digital signal processing. The order of these effects matters a lot. So right now I'm filtering the clean signal before it hits the distortion. If I filter the signal after the distortion, it's a very different result. So like a little bit of those like high frequencies rolled off, and like with a filter is like I think the right way to do it. If we're feeling fancy, we can even distort it at the filter. So before and after. And I like this sound because it has a bunch of reverb baked into it already. And when you do that, the reverb then gets distorted and, oops, wrong kind of track. And then you end up with something really nice. Let's just, for fun, let's bring back this guy. Remember this thing?
Oh yeah, the Kia one, huh?
I forgot about this thing.
That would be cool.
I always liked how this synth sounded. It was kind of weird. Remember, you can mix in the sounds of like the field recordings in with the synth.
Oh,
So I'm just
yeah.
going for a really simple, like this sound that I've made is actually extremely simple. It's just going through a lot of distortion too. Right? But with all the distortion on there, it's like a whole other thing. Kind of fun. I like what it was doing when it was playing it like that too. Kind of interesting. I was looking for these things. Cool. So, okay, I'm gonna like improvise a little melodic stuff here. So we're gonna start with this sort of like dark synthy thing. I'm gonna improvise a little melody, and then we'll introduce the drums and bring in that sort of, we'll have to design that bass real quick, but it'll be easy. That works. It's gonna need some heavy editing, I think. I really played these all very late. That's interesting. So I'm just gonna go and put these like nice hits like kind of right on the beat, so you can make these things line up a bit better. And I didn't actually continue this phrase on the way I was like hearing it resolve in my head down to this low C. Cool. So the wrong quantized value. What if we did this? I don't like that as much. Whatever. I don't know why. Let's go and filter some of the low. I want to like get some of this weird low end out of this thing, and then I want to make some space in the upper frequencies for this. And it'll probably be good that we cut some of the lows out of here anyways. So this thing's really prominent in like the 500 kind of ish range, like the low mids. And so let's make a corresponding dip over here, which I think we'll like. Well, it just all of a sudden makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Isn't that cool? Love that. Sounds kind of cool if these like give up a smidge earlier. So if I fold these away, what happens if I do this? Like, boop. I'm getting in the weeds, y'all. Welcome to the weeds. Here we are.
There's a name for the track right there.
What was that?
There's a name for the track right there.
The weeds. It's very, very Humboldt sounding track.
Yeah. You can just put Pokemon on the cover, like hiding in the grass.
Grass
tall
type. Grass type.
Yeah.
Man, I just finished watching the end of the Grass Sword arc last night. Dark times. Ew. So I do the same kind of like generic intro kind of energy pretty often. Where like we're just gonna like have this be the thing. It's just gonna, that'll be our little loop. So I'm already like bored of this, which is a bad sign. So that means I need to like get through this a little faster. So I'm gonna like, both for you as a viewer and for me as a listener, we're gonna want this to resolve, or just like go somewhere more rapidly. While we're in here, let's automate the filter cutoff that I put on this group. That's the whole reason I put it there, was to, what? Frequency, was to do this. Cool, so now we got some like filter motion. It's gonna give us this kind of like, cool. It's sort of doing the thing, right? So one thing I noticed is this mix does not sound like the reference track right now. I mean, obviously there's missing some elements, and the arrangements are very bad, but I don't hear the kick smashing things like I want it to. So let's solve that problem. I'm just gonna put stuff on the master bus because it's easy. I said you could saturate, or you could soft clip things with a different tool, so let's just use the other one for fun. The saturator has a soft clipper. That's more of the sound, right? Like I wanna hear like the chords go away when the kick hits. And I don't wanna like sidechain it, have that like pumping thing that like was cool in EDM for a minute. That's not what I'm going for here. I'm going for this like nasty or just squoosh. So we got our squoosh going. Let's get our bass sound going. Let's just use one of the Ableton drone-y basses. Whoa, how does that one sustain? Not well. Oh. Sick. That's great. Nice thing about this is we've already written a bass line. Whether it sounds good, I don't know, but we wrote one. Yeah, we're gonna do a different alternative bass line. There we go. It's really stereo-y. Why is that so stereo? Oh, this thing is out of phase. So we turn our LFO phase to 0. Let's have a little stereo. I think with the bass, I'm gonna need to actually sidechain it. So what I'm really going for is this like bring, bring kind of sound. Like, we almost got it there. And I just really want like more smoosh there. So flip open my sidechain compressor and attach it to that kick. I like that sound of it like recovering right away. I'm not looking for a pump. I'm just looking for like a quick recovery. Cool. I think this is working pretty good right now. There's like two things that I really want to do to it before I get off the stream. I want to add some interesting hi-hats, and I want to add some like upper melody stuff. What should I do first, Jay?
The hi-hats.
Okay. Okay, so
That sounded pretty good to me. Yeah, go real fast. Change your tempo in the middle of the song. That's something that happens, right? Like, I mean, you can straight up just change your tempo, right? So it's something that you can just kind of throw in there if you...
We make a drum and bass version of this.
Mix it up.
But no, we're not going to do that. Since I have the push here, I can use the repeat feature, which is kind of handy for this thing. So I'm not sure actually, probably this is like the one, probably. So I usually just improvise these things. So let's go. Here we go. So I got to turn on MIDI overdub, and then hit record. I don't know if any of that was any good, but I played a little long. So let's just crop that out to like what a weird loop length I have going on here. So I thought it got better later, like better around here maybe. So let's have that at the beginning, and we'll just use a nice normal 16 bars of that. So like that was weird. I didn't like, you know, like there's gonna be, like when you do this, there's gonna be moments that you don't like. Like moments where I failed to change. Basically, I'm changing the retrigger rate. I have options of eighth triplets, 16th triplets, 30 seconds, 30-second triplets. And so I'm flipping between these rhythmic values, but if I don't switch them on beat, they don't change on beat, and then they're off beat. Like right there was like a funny moment. Yeah. I want to like fill these gaps too. Like that got all sorts of weird. It's not really what I wanted. Cool. All right. I don't really feel like I'm like the greatest at this, or really hardly anything I've demonstrated in here. But in this particular, I find like there's so many. Like go find something that like a 14-year-old who's like spent their whole life on YouTube. Find them doing this; they'll do it better than me. You know, like I'm just like trying to copy like what the cool kids are doing. It's just this is like a. I feel like there's like an authenticity issue that I find when I make this kind of music, where it's like this isn't really like my style personally. Like not that I don't like it; it's just not like what flows out of me naturally when I sit down to make music. And so like I think I have like some imposter syndrome when I'm doing this kind of thing, where I like feel like I'm like not being very authentic. But we soldier on. Part of the job of being a music producer is just like making stuff when it's time for you to make it, you know, and like going for it. So we could bring back this melody here that I wrote for like a second half of a verse thing. Whoa, what happened there? What is going, oh, that's what, I was like, why does this all sound so weird? I had a looping issue here. I was like, wait, I don't remember that melody being that offbeat, but it was just my entire drums were offbeat. Cool. So I'm not really like revisiting that automation yet. I probably, maybe this is the time to do it. I could have like, we could establish a thing where like the verse or like the, this section of the song is a little quieter, and then oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's interesting. All right. So let's bring like, I'm gonna like write a new melody for this section, and we're gonna keep the chord progression. So I kind of almost like I heard something there, but I need an instrument real quick to play it with. Otherwise, I'm not gonna get it out of my mind. Let's do a weird thing where we play a bass up really high. Oh, can we get a, let's get out a, where's this preset? Everyone around here has been driven nuts by this tune that I'm obsessed with right now. By this producer named Sharda, called Let It Go. Go look it up. It's rockin' my world, but it has this like really absurd overuse of like a spanky sort of Seinfeldian slap bass sample. So I'm leaning into it for this one. I don't know what this has to do with that, but here we go. Whoops. Okay. I just needed something to make some sort of noise. Let's mess it up real good with a shifter maybe. That sounds kind of fun. Yeah, we'll play it lower and then shift it up an octave. So. Whoa. Oh, that's fun. So this is a granular pitch shifting plugin, so it's basically like chopping my sound into slices and then pitching those slices up. And if I make the window size really big, you can hear those slices explicitly. And you can detune the left and right ears too. That sounds so nice. Can I use this to play the thing that I wanted to play though? I kind of don't think so. So we're just going to hang on to that idea for a second and put that away. I think I have like a dead zone on this push.
Like one of the buttons isn't working?
So I was just feeling that way for a second. It was just weird.
Oh.
It's back now. Oh, it doesn't like that velocity level? Gosh, I'm having a weird time right now.
That was an interesting one.
I'm done like messing with this sound. Something like that.
Yeah. Sweet.
That's a vibe.
Yeah.
I feel like we could almost loop back from there. Like. Yeah, like I wouldn't, that's kind of cool how that like does that. Like I didn't mean, I don't know, I didn't mean to do that. Like, fun. So I can't pull the filter down that low, I lose the melody. What if we like did something different to these notes somehow? Like shifted them down maybe? Like that should be the right note, but it doesn't work right. Cool. Okay, we're so close to this sounding cool. We got like just a couple minutes left, so I'm just gonna like do like a really. Well, I was gonna do that, but it looks like I did it already. It's a little like fast for me, like maybe like this or something, like. Yeah, it's like nice to have like little clap snare fill. Turn that down a little bit. Turn on the wrong thing. That feels a little better. Let's quick add like a crash cymbal, and then I think we could almost like listen to this maybe, if anyone actually wanted to do that. It's okay if you don't. You feel free to mute the stream. I won't take offense. I'm looking for something. I was using this drill kit, so let's just go back in there for some symbols. Fine. I'm not being precious here at all. Let's wash this out with the, let's use spectral time. Woo! Pitch trails, what does that do? That's pretty neat. Why is it moving to my left? It's like kind of annoying me. I don't like that, but that's why we have the utility plugin to just make this mono. Sometimes when I run into this thing and I really don't know how to solve it, I'll just like do this super funny cheat thing where I'll group this, make 2 chains, like the rapper, and then you can invert the stereo on one of them, and let's pan them left and right. So now it should feel balanced at least. I'm getting a weird result because it's like, this plugin adds some latency. I think we can maybe get it, yeah, this thing adds a lot of latency. You can see it's reporting 26 milliseconds latency. This is very high, if we pop it up to ultra, up to 100 milliseconds.
Wow.
Gotta do it to both though. You see it crushing my CPU. Let's freeze this track and then we flatten it. And so now this is our sound that we made. Flowers crash, frozen. Cool. Okay, like let's reverse this into one of these. I wish you could turn the gain down from the timeline. I really someday they'll catch up with the rest of the programs that let you do that. Okay, I'll put one of these here too. Didn't work as well as I was hoping it would. Oh well. Okay, I think we're out of time to do anything else to this. Just gonna zoom in, put this last thing here. We'll go, I'm just gonna do my, we'll do the fastest mastering job you ever seen in your life. Here comes Ozone 9. Turn the equalizer off, delete it. We're gonna get out the limiter. We're gonna push it into the limiter. We'll let that work. And then we'll drop it down and get it with IRC4. -2 lufs. That's great. That's the sound, right? There's no dynamics. Here's what we made. And then we're just gonna go dark probably in the middle of this. I'll just play you out because I don't have enough time to play this entire thing. But thanks for watching, guys. Dark trap beat in 1 hour.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
Yeah.
All right. This is our outro music. You know, like walk away while it's
Yeah.
playing. Need to set it up where I can do that. Have this music from. I could probably get that going, but it'd be pretty cool.
Let's start another time.
Yep. Sweet.
I didn't like that. All right, it's our time, I think.
Yep. Cool. Well, thanks for joining us, and I think we're doing a rerun next week, but I think we may be back the week after on Friday. I think we're going to change our schedule around a little bit. So those of you that are tuning in, we'll be switching, I think, to Friday at 5, hopefully, if we can get a spot. But stay tuned on our socials, as we'll probably update everybody there. And yeah, so cool. All right, well, we'll see you next time, and thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for listening, y'all.